Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from. This is IK Math Academy greeting you. You're welcome once again on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to do IGCSE past paper question, October, November 2025, okay? This is what I'm going to do. It's paper 2, 2-1, time zone 2-1, and it's non-calculator paper, okay? So that's the one I'm going to do. Without further ado, let us dive in this party. Okay, are you ready, guys? Now, the formulas are given, but I always advise students better to get them in your head. It's better, okay? First question, okay. Divide 90 in two ratios of 2 to 3. Okay, simple question, direct one. So if you are given a question like that, the step one is to add ratios. 2 plus 3 gives you 5, and then get the share of 2, it will be 2 out of total ratio times 90. So the one of 2 got 36. What about the one of 3? Will be 3 out of 5 times 90 will give you 54. So the first share corresponding to 2, it will be 36. And the one corresponding to 3 will be equal to 54. Okay, 2 free marks, as easy as pie. Very good. Now, this is question related to geometry, angle properties, and triangle properties. So the first thing here you need to identify is to see that these angles, they are angles at the point. And what do you know about angles at the point? Angles at the point add up to 360. So if that's the case, I can get this angle. Let me call it x here. So if I say x here, this x will be equal to 360 because the angles at the center of a circle add up to 360. So you get 360 minus this minus that. So when you work out 2, that means this angle here is 30 degrees. But they also said this equals to that. Oh, okay. What does that mean? It means here, if I can call it y, and this one I call it y, angles in a triangle add up to what, guys? They add up to 180. Therefore, to get y, so let me try to do here. It will be 2y plus 130 equals to 180 degrees. Is that okay for you? Angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So that means I'll get 2y equals to 180 minus 130, then y 130. So therefore y will be equal to 250 divided by 2. And that's why you see I have here. So here, because I was doing it very fast, just 180 minus 130, then divide by 2 because you have 2y. Okay, very good. Find the interior angle of a regular polygon with the 20-sided polygon. Okay, now this is the formula to find number of sum of interior angles, sum of all interior angles. Number of sides times 2, minus 2 times 180. Because I'm looking for 1 and they're all equal, I'll divide by n, which are number of sides. So it will be 20 minus 2 times 180, divide by 20. If you have to do this one, this is 18. So you can even simplify. This is 18 here, times 180, divided by 20, and 0 cancels with 0. Then by 2 here, you're going to have 9, and then you multiply and get your answer, 162 degrees. Okay? Now, next question. We have an area of a triangle given by that, and the base of a triangle is given by that. The area is given, then work out the height. We know that area of a right angle triangle is given by half base times height. The area given is 12, equals to a half 8h. So multiply by, this is actually, let me simplify here. This one, and this gives me 4. So many with 12 equals to 4h. Divide by 4 both sides, divide by 4 both sides. So the value of h will be equal to 3. Easy, lemon peasy. Okay, very good. The question about transformation. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle T onto triangle P. Okay, this is triangle T and this is P. So P is exactly the same as T. Just moved from one place to another. That's translation. Now, if it's translation, it moves how many steps? So I can take 1 point. It was here. Now it's here. It moved how many steps? I'm picking 1 point. 2 corresponding points. 1, 2, 3. It moves in -3 steps because I'm moving in the left side. Up moved how many steps? 1. So translation vector -3, 1. Okay, very good. I hope you have understood that. Even if I pick this point here, even if I pick this point, is it that? Even if I pick that point, so it moved how many steps? 1, 2, 3. Moves the -3 because I'm moving -3 direction. Up moved how many steps? 1. So exactly the same thing. So it will give you exactly the same answer. And the good thing here, you need to identify that this shape and these are exactly the same. So it is translation. It was moved from one place to another. It's just shifting. Nothing has changed. Okay? Very good. That's question A. Question B. Draw the image of a triangle T after an enlargement scale factor to center 3, 3. Okay. There are very many methods that I use it. This is the method I prefer. But if you have studied another method in the exam, you can use that one. But also, try to see the way I'm going to do it with this method. Now, the center given is 1, 3, 3. So I'm going to come and mark my 3 here. You see? Now, after marking my center as this, that's what I'm going to consider as my graph. All coordinates of my graph, I'm going to read them from there. Now, if this is my center, which is 0, 0, this one is 1. It's going to be 0, 1. I mean 0, -1. What's the scale factor, guys? 2. So get this coordinate of mine times 2. So that gives me that. Okay? Very good. Now, what about this point? Again, with respect to that, it is because there is no direction, it's not moving in x direction, it's just y, so x direction will be 0. Move down how many steps? 1, 2. So that's why I have 0, -2. Scale factor 2. So 0 times 2 gives you 0. -2 times 2 gives me -4. Okay, we got the second another point, which is this one. So I'm reading it from here. 1, 2 moves the -2 steps on the left direction. How many steps down? 1, 2. So it's -2, -2. So times the scale factor, which is 2. This one times +2 gives me -4, -4. I'm going to plot these points of mine, these ones, on the new graph of center 0, 0 here. Okay? Now, 0, -2. It will come here. That's why you see. That's what I'm going to have. Now, 0, -4. 1, 2, 3, -4 comes here. Is that okay? Now, plot this point, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. Move down -4. 1, 2, 3, -4 here. Then join your triangle. This is the enlargement you have got. Easy as the pie. That's your new graph. You can shade or you don't shade, doesn't matter. But that is it. Don't shade until you finish because you may be needing some of other coordinates. Okay? I hope you have understood. So whenever the center is 0, 0, 0, I put that point, the one I've given as the center, and I read my coordinates from that new point given. I forget that I have my 0, 0 here. I forget that. I just read all the points from here and then multiply by the scale factor. I'll get my marks easily. Very good. Question 6. Now, this is the indices. I made very many videos. I did 2 videos on solving indices or past paper questions on indices. I would advise you to go and watch that video if you're struggling or you want to know more on indices. Okay, so this is A roots of indices times A power n. When you're multiplying numbers of the same basis, you add. So it means here I have to add. So -5 plus 5 gives me 0, and then the number power 0 is 1. That's what you have. So this is the question you have. Whenever you have the power is a fraction, I always advise students to express this in powers. 125 is 5 power 3, 10 times that. This will cancel with this one, and then I'll get with the 5 squared, which will give me 5 squared, and 5 squared gives me 25. Okay, simplify. What sign is this, guys? It's the divide. So when you're dividing, you can take this multiplication, and then you flip the second part. So it's P over T times Z. This one goes up, and then this one comes down, then T over 2, and this one cancels out with that. Then I'll get P times 1, which is P. 1 times 2 gives me 2. Okay, now simplify again. 3x over 4 minus x, x minus 1 over 2. So I have to find common denominator. So this times this gives me, not actually multiplying, just LCM. The common denominator will be 4. 4 divided by 4 gives me 1 times z. This gives me 3x. 4 divided by 2 will give me 2. 2 times here. Put it in brackets, guys. Bracket x minus 1. So you have to be careful because this sign is minus. That's why all the time I advise students to put it to here. So I'll get 3x. This time that gives me minus 2x. Because this is minus 2 times z minus 1 gives me positive 2. What about this and this? 3x minus 2x gives me x over that. I've seen from all the time of marking, some students reach and they cancel here and they say 2, 2. And the right answer is x plus 1 over 2. That is not correct. It's wrong. Don't do that. Never simplify whenever you have class unless you can factorize. 2 plus 2. This is an example we give students. If I simplify and this one, what do I get? I'll get 1. So here it's going to give you 3, which is wrong. 2 plus 2 gives you 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you see when you simplify, you get the wrong answer. But if I factorize 2, I'll get 1 plus 1 over 2. And this cancels out with that. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. So it's correct. I hope you understand. Never simplify whenever I have plus or minus here. So unless you are able to factorize. Question 8. The cost of 1 orange is T cents, and the cost of 1 apple is the W cents. This question is about simultaneous questions. The cost of 3 oranges, and orange they said is T, so that's why I have 3T here. And then they said 1 apple, that's why I got 1 times the W, I have W here, the total is 51. First simultaneous question. Now, the cost of 60, the cost of 6 oranges. Remember, oranges are T. So the cost of 6T plus 5W is equal to 129. Second simultaneous question. Now you decide to eliminate. I decided to eliminate T. That's why I multiplied it 2 here to make sure the T's are equal. So when you multiply by 2 here, you are going to have 60, 2W, 102. This one I multiplied by 1, so it's going to stay the same. Now I'm eliminating T, and they have the same signs. I'm going to subtract. This gives me 0. This gives me 2W minus 5W will give me 3W. And this subtracting, this gives me minus 27. Divide by minus 3, both sides, W is 9. I hope you understand it. Now, after getting W, you can use any equation. You can use the first equation or second equation. Me, I preferred to use the first equation. So it's going to be 3T plus W, which is 9, equal to 51. So 3T, take this on the other side. 3T will be equal to 51 minus 9. 51 minus 9 is 42. Divide by 3 both sides. So T is 14. This is supposed to be 14 here. T is 14 and W is 9. You can even prove your answers to check if you are correct. Okay, good. Next question. Nina walks an average speed of 5 kilometers per hour. Correct this to the nearest kilometer. Nearest kilometer means 1 divided by 2, and that gives me 0.5. And that means I have to get 5 plus or minus 0.5. So the upper limit of the speed will be 5.5, and the lower limit of the speed is going to be 4.5. I hope you understand that. Very good. Now, we know that distance is equal to speed times the time. Now, they told you he walks for exactly 2. The time is that. So distance is equal to that. And they said work out lower limit. So I have to get the lower limit times the time. They didn't tell me if I'm rounding, if I'm correcting my hours, anything. That's why I didn't define upper limit or lower limit of time. So get 4.5 times 2, and that's the answer equals to 9. Okay. They said these are the integers between 1 and 8. I listed them here. Those integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are integers in the universal set. Then set the A are factors of 12. List the factors of 12. Factors of 12, which are in this universal set, they are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Then the B are odd numbers. Still, odd numbers from here, it's 1, 3, 5, 7. And then they said find A intersection B. Find the elements that are found in both sets. Those are in set A and also in set B. That's what we call intersection. Oh, wow, math is very interesting. So the elements that are found in two sets is the 1, 1. You see that? Maybe I can circle that. This is the 1, 1, this is that, and 3, 3. Those are the ones that are found in set A and set B, both in set A and set B. Okay, now, then they said, find, I hope you know what this means, guys. This means complement. They said, find number of A complement union B. So in other words, how many elements are in A complement union B? I decided to use Venn diagram so that you can easily visualize that. So the one that I found in the section are those, it's 1, 3. Those are in B only, it's 4 and 2, 4, 6. Those are in A only. Those are in B only, it's going to be 5 and 7. So which elements are outside? Which elements are outside? If I can cancel the ones I've written, all of this, you see that? So 1 is in A or B, 3 the same thing, 2 and 3. What about 4? 4 is also in that one. 5 is in set B, 6 is in set A. So what about 7? 7 is there. So 8 is here, right? Okay. 8 is the only one. Okay, very good. Now, A complement union. That means they are talking about this. If this is the part, oh, sorry, my bad. I have to shade carefully. So this is the one they're talking about. I don't know why I'm moving. So it's going to be this, and outside. So what elements are in A union B now? So it's 1, 3, 5, 7, and 8. So how many are they? Because they said the number of A complement union B. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why my answer here is 5. Okay. Question 11. If you have anything you don't understand, just comment. I'll get back to you. I'll help you understand. EK Math, we love mathematics. Okay. Very good. 11. This is recurring decimals, and we have two numbers that are repeating themselves or are recurring. So step 1. This one you can even do it without doing all the steps, but let me do it following all the steps. So x is equal to 0.2424, recurring, keeps on going, okay? Now, how many numbers are repeating themselves? There are 2. So multiply by 100 on your first equation. This is my first equation, I multiply by 100. If I multiply 100 here, I'll get 100x. When I multiply here, I'll get 24.24, but I know they are still recurring. Because I wrote 4 numbers. I wrote 4 numbers after decimal point. I have to make sure also here there are 4. That's why I wrote 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay? Now, get the second equation minus the first equation. Second equation minus the first equation. So 100x minus x gives me 99. 24.24, 24 minus 0.24, 24 gives me that. Divide by 99 both sides, then you get that. You can simplify this by 3. If I divide by 3 here, I'll get 8. By 3 here, I'll get 33. That's your answer. Okay, question 12. The diagram shows a sector of a circle with a center 0 and has a radius of that, as indicated here. The perimeter, okay, very important here. The perimeter of this sector is given by that. Now, perimeter of any shape, you just move around the shape added. Now, for this question, that means if we have to find the perimeter of that, we have to get 9 plus 9 plus this. What's the name of this, guys? It's called arc length. So now the perimeter will be given by the arc length. That's the formula to calculate arc length, guys. Okay, arc length is the theta over 360 times 2 pi r, then plus 2r. Okay, 2r is the radius. Now, what's the perimeter? 18 plus 2 pi equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r, then plus 2r, because r is 9. 2 times 9 gives me 18. So the next step is connecting like terms. If you can see, this cancels out with that. So what am I going to remain with? I'm remaining with 2 pi equals to theta over 360, wow, times 18 pi. Okay. Now, this is what you're seeing here now. So what do I do? Cross multiply. That's why here you see I have 2 pi times that. Will give me 2 pi times 360, divide by 18 pi to get the angle. So pi cancels out with pi, 2, 1. Then this gives me 9. 360 divided by 9 gives me 40 degrees. I've got the angle, but the question they're asking me is find the area. Area of a sector is given by area of a sector. For those who don't remember, area of a sector is given by angle over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, so that's why you see here, I said the area is equal to the angle, which is 40 degrees, the one I got over 360 times pi times the radius, which is that. So this cancels out with that. This is by 4, 1 by 4, I'll get 9. 9, this is here, if you can see, this is 9 squared. So 1 9 cancels out with that, then I'll get 9 pi. I hope you have understood. Very good. Question 13, which is about the statistics. These are rows test scores. You got 9, but 2 grades are not given. They are calling them X, and then they told us the mean of the score. The mean of the score is going to be it's given as 8. Okay, good. Now, how do we calculate mean? Mean normally means you add all the numbers, you divide by the number of terms. So that's why I got 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 7 plus x plus 9 plus 9 plus x plus 7. Divide by how many terms there? There are 10. This should be equal to 8. Are we together? Now, if you add all of this plus that, this is 9 plus this is 17 plus 9 is 26, 36, 43 plus 18. That is going to give you that. Okay. Then it's going to give you, I did cos multiply here, plus x is 2x. Then this one times that gives me 80. So I'll get 2x is equal to 80 minus 68. So x is equal to 6. I've got my values. Okay. Now that is it. I've got my value of x. How many marks are that? Those are 4. Now find interquartile range. Oh my gosh. So here I've got the value of x, but they're asking me to get interquartile range. Interquartile range is always given by upper limit minus lower limit. So it's going to be Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is upper limit, Q1 is lower limit. So now, and before finding upper limit or lower limit, upper quartile or lower quartile or median, all the time arrange your numbers from the smallest to the largest. So that's why you see I have to arrange my numbers here. You see that? I arranged my numbers from the smallest to the largest. So now, the formula to find the lower quartile is given by 1 over 4, n plus 1. So the n, it was 10, 10 plus 1 will give me 11. When I divide by 4, it will give me 2.75. And the position can never be decimals. It means my number, my lower quartile is on the second position or the third position divided by 2. Which number is on the third position is 6. Which number is on the third position? 7. 6 plus 7, 13. Divided by 2. My lower quartile is going to be that. Now, upper quartile, the formula is 3 over 4, n plus 1. So, 10 plus 1 gives me 11. When I work out 2, it will give me that. So, which number is on position 8 and 9? Check my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So which number is on position 8 and 9? Yes, 8 and 9, it's 9. So that means I'm going to have a 9 plus 9, which is 18 divided by 2, gives me that. My upper quartile, interquartile is upper quartile minus lower quartile. So 9 minus my lower quartile, which is that, so gives me interquartile range as that. I hope you understand. Very good. The next question is about circle theorem. I'm busy compiling questions on circle theorems. Just stay on EKMath. It's coming soon. You're going to enjoy circle theorems. Okay. Now the question here says the information is given. They have 55. We have 88 here, and then they say complete the statement. Give it geometrical reasons for each part. Then they said find CDB. CDB. Which one are they talking about? They talk about this one, right? C, D, B. This is the angle they're talking about. but they gave you this. Do you see? This was given. And this. So angles in a triangle add up to 180. So you get 180 minus bracket 55 plus 88 altogether here. And then when you work out, you're going to have that sum of angles Z. So when you subtract, you're going to get 37. That's the angle 37. That's why I have this here. And the reason being, angles in a triangle add up to 180. Okay, very good. That is 37. Okay, that's the angle was given me, 37 degrees. Now they said find angle ABD. Angle ABD. So this is the angle they're talking about here. You have to see this arc. So this angle and this ones are equal because they're subtended by the same segment. So it will be 55 there because it's equal to this. They are from the same segment. Angles in the same segment of an arc are always equal. Very good. Then they said find angle AED. Angle AED. Okay, okay, very good. AED. Where is A? A is here. E is here. Then D. They're asking you this. Sorry. This. AED. So it's going to be this. So you have to see this one. We remember angle, opposite angle is the circular quadrilateral, add up to 180. This angle here plus this should give me 180. So you get 180 minus 55, and that gives me 125. Okay, very good. That's why here I have 125. The reason being angle, opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. I hope you understand. Very good. Question B. Okay, question B, I want to do it when you're seeing what I'm doing. So the information was given, they gave this as 8, they gave you dx, and they gave you ax, and they gave you xb, and then they're asking you cx. This is similarity. If I get this divided by this, because they're similar, they're forming similar triangles. So if I get 4 divided by this, should be the same as this divided by that. So that's why you see I have 4 over 8 equals to 2.7 over cx. So when I cross multiply, I'm going to get a 4scx equals to this times that. I divide by 4 both sides, then I'll get that. What is this? When I simplify, that is 2. 2 times 2.7 gives me 5.4. Very good. Very fantastic. Okay, complete the statement. They said the area of this one, the ratio of that. So I decided to go with this and this, but also you can go with the. Remember, we got from this triangle. I decided to go with this and this, but also you can go with the 5.4 and the 2.7. So what's the ratio of the length? The ratio of the length will be 2. I mean, it will be 8 to 4. When I simplify, I'll get 2 to 1, but that is the side. So when the area comes you square the square. So that means that's why I'm squaring that, and I'll get 2 over 1 squared, which ends up gives me that. You square the square. The square is that one. Linear square is this one. Good. They said write this one in standard form. So the decimal point is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 6.6 times 10 power 4. Then they told you to work out this, and you're doing it without a calculator, and you have to see the powers are not the same. There are different methods you can go with. I decided to make them to power power 7. You can make them power 7 if you want. So if I to make this one power 7, it will be 37 times 10 power 7 plus 3.7 times 10 power 7. Now, because this is the same and this is the same, I can factorize that. So it will be 10 power 7 bracket 37 plus this. This is that. That's what it's going to mean. So when you add it now, this and this, it will give you 40.7 times 10 power 7. And this is not in the standard form. So write it in the standard form. We increase by that. So my final answer becomes to this. Okay. Very good. Okay. The next question is about shading. So we need to get the equation. I started by identifying this. This is the 2.5. Then they shaded the region wanted is that. So this is that the region here, the required region. What values are that? Those are the values that are less than the 2.5, and this is x. So the equation there is x equal to 2.5, and we are interested in x less than or equal to 2.5 because the area they are describing is this one. It's for values less than, because 2, 1 are less than 2.5. Okay, I hope you have understood that. Good. The next question, which is the straight one, is this one. Is a straight line, is y equals to 4. And y equals to 4 is a straight line, and they are describing below. So the values they are talking about, it's less or equal to 4, because they are talking about this. This is the region they are talking about, the region they're describing. Okay, very good. That's why I hope you have understood this too. Now, the next one is this one. Now, this is a dotted line, dash, a broken line. So meaning here, it will be y with less, or I mean less, sorry, my bad. It's going to be y less than 3 or y greater than 3, not equal to. Now, they are describing the region above 3. This arrow is above. So that means the values of y are going to be greater than 3. I don't know, I keep on doing greater or equal to. Y greater than 3. Why? It's a broken line, dotted line. That's why. Now, they give you an equation here. There are very many different methods you can use. I choose identifying this point, which is 0, 0, and then I can identify this point as the 2.5, and then I find the gradient. Okay, but also you can count by using counting method. You see, you're moving how many steps here and then here, and we know that the gradient is the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so if I'm to do that, that means the gradient here is going to be what? What's the y value here? The y value is 5. You get that? Minus 0, because I'm using this. This is that. That's my coordinate, okay? And 0, 0. Then 2.5 minus 0. So the gradient is 2. And the y-intercept is 0. That's why my question is that. And which region are they describing? They are describing the region below. Below this, you see? This is the part they're talking about for my region. So that one is the less, it's below. That's why I used that, and it's going to be here, sorry, it's supposed to be equal to, less or equal to that. Okay, very good. Question 17. This is the question given, and then they give you the values. You just substitute in the equation. M is 7, and the K is 3, so it will be 3 squared plus C squared. 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, and that gives me 13. When you multiply, you're going to get this one. Then they said, range the formula to write K in terms of I, M, and C. So they want us to make K the subject. Okay. When you are making the subject, all the time reverse what they did. So this is multiplication. I will divide by M. That's why I have I over M equals to K squared plus C. Now we're looking for K. So I have to take C the other side. It's plus. When it goes on the other side, I will subtract. What sign is this, guys? Squared. Reverse of squared is the square root. So when I do square root of that, that means I'm going to have I over M minus C squared. That is your K. But you have to know whenever you find square root, it has to be plus or minus. That's why I have this one. You can find little CM, or you keep it like that. It doesn't matter. So the final answer here is supposed to be plus or minus square root of I over M minus C squared. Okay, I hope you have understood. Next question. Fx is given by that. Then they said find fx times fx, then minus f of x is given by that. So basically, what does it mean? It means I have to get my fx, which is 2x plus 5 times z, 2x plus 5, and the minus f of this. I hope you see the difference, guys. Okay. Now this times that will give me the whole of that, because I'm expanding. 2x times 2x, 4x squared. 2x times 5 gives me 10x. 5 times 2x gives me 10x. 5 times z gives me 25. Then this one I have to substitute that. So it will be 2 bracket 2x plus c 5. I'll keep bracket because of minus, then will give me 4x, then gives me plus 10, then plus 5. So this is the 10 plus 5, that is the 15. So when I open the bracket, I'll get 4x minus 5. So 4x squared minus 20x minus 4x, this one minus that gives me 16. 25 minus 15 gives me 10. Compare this with ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, what's my a? My a is 4, my b is 16, my c is 10. That's what I have there. Okay, as I said, I made a videos on indices, but let me redo the question here now. The first thing we know that a power minus m is equal to 1 over a power m. So if I take this one up, it will be power negative, because it's 1 over 3, which can be written by 3 power negative 1, then power x, and when I multiply, I'll get 3 power minus x. I hope you understand where I got that one from, okay? That's why I have this. Now, this is 3, which will be, 9, so which will give me 3 squared. So if you reach here, if the bases are the same, the powers should be the same. That's why I have minus x equals to 2. When I open the bracket, 2x plus c, a. Divide by minus 3 both sides, that is your value, which you can give it in the proper fraction or give it in mixed fraction, but I prefer mixed fraction, okay? Very good. Question 20. A bag contains 5 white balls and 3 black balls. A bag B contains 3 white balls and 1 black ball. 2 balls are picked at random from bag B without replacement, okay? The key word here, they are from bag B and without replacement. Without replacement. Find the probability that both balls are black. Okay. How many black balls do you have in bag B? It's only 1. So probability of picking the first one, 1 over 4. What about picking the second? Will be 0. So picking both bag balls will be 0 because you have only 1 black ball in bag B. Now, the balls are pressed into bag B. Okay, here picks a ball at random from each bag. Okay, repressed in bag B. Okay, now very good. So now this is a tree diagram. They want to complete. You have to know this one all the time. This one and this one adds up to 1. Okay, they always give you 1. See, probability of A plus probability of A complement should always give me 1. Are we together here? Now, meaning that if this is 5 over 8, I'll get 1 minus c, 5 over 8. And what do I get now, guys? It will give me 8 minus 5 over 8, okay? That's how I have 3 over 8. And then this was the probability of picking white ball, okay? White ball from bag A. How many black balls? There were 3. I would have also got in that way. How many white balls in bag B? There are 3, and the total is 4. That's why I have 3 over 4. And here I'll get 1 over 4. Then this one, it will be 3 over 4. Okay? I hope you understand. Because here we are picking black in bag A. How many white balls are in bag B? There are 3. That's why 3 over 4 here. And this is 1. I mean, they should give you 1. Also, you check this is 1. Okay? Very good. Find the probability that the 2 balls are of the same color. Now, of the same color, they mean you are getting white, or you're going to get black. So it's this one and this. That's the one they're talking about. So how do we get the answer here? It will be 3 over 5 times 5 over 8 times 3 over 4. Plus 3 over 8 times 1 over 8. That's why you see here, I said 5 over 8 times 3 over 4 plus 3 over 8 times 1 over 4 And then when you multiply, that gives you that. This is 15 over 32. This is 3 over 32. When you add them, you get this. And then you can simplify and get this. In probability, it's not a must to simplify unless they have told you to do that. Now, the balls are pressed into their bags. Joe picks a ball at random from bag A and presses it into bag B. Picks a ball at random from bag A and presses it into bag B. She then picks a ball at random from bag B. She's picking from bag B. Find the probability that she picks a black ball from bag B. Okay. I wanted to explain here. Do you remember what we had here? So 3 white balls, 3 black balls. That's what I was trying to do here. 5 black balls, 5 white balls, 3 black balls. 3 white, this is bag A, and this is bag B. We have 3 white balls and 1 black ball. Now, find the probability that she picks a black ball from bag B. Okay, but remember she's starting picking from bag A. Now, let me assume he picked first white ball from here. So what's the probability of picking white ball? It will be 5 over 8 because the total is 8. Now, if we pick white ball in bag A, that means that ball is placed in here. There were 3, 1. So, but we are adding 1 white ball. 1 white ball. So how many do you have in total? They're going to be 5. But how many black balls are going to have? It will be 1. So it will be 1 over 5. Let me repeat one more time. I'm assuming he picked white ball first from bag A. He takes it in bag B. So how many white balls did you have in bag B? There were 3. So how many do you have now in total? They're going to be 4. So, but black balls have not changed. They're still 1. So it's going to be 1 out of 5. Oh, this time I'm assuming he picked the white ball from bag A. What if now he picks black ball from bag A and then puts it in bag B? Okay. Now, how many black balls do you have here? That's the one I'm going to do. They're going to be 3 out of 8. Now, he places black ball because he's picking black ball first. Now, 1 black ball. So how many black balls are you having here? They're going to be 2. But what is the total? 5. So that's why I have 2 over 5. So then you work out your mathematics. This is the 5 over 40 plus this is supposed to be times, guys, plus 6 over 40, and this gives me 11 out of 40, and that is my answer here. I hope you understand. Okay, very good question. So to do this question, you have to assume, what if he picks white ball first and takes it in, picks white ball from bag A and puts it in bag B. Now, or what if he picks black ball from bag A and puts it in bag B? If you understand that one, the question is very easy. Okay, both sides is very fast. This is just expanding. This time was that gives me 6. Then times this one will give me 9 because I'm doing this. Okay. So 3 times this gives me 6. This times that gives me 9 square root of 5. What about this times that will be minus 2 square root of 5? I've done this, guys. Okay. What about here? Then will give me square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5 times 3 gives me minus 15. Now this and this will give me minus 9. 9. You understand this? And this. It's just correcting like term. Let me do it here for you to see. 6 minus 9 plus 9 minus 2 gives you 7 square root of 5. Okay. And if I do this minus that, it gives me my bad. Yeah, this was supposed to be 15. Then gives me minus 9, and then you get that. Okay. Rationalize the denominator. I just multiply by square root of 2 both sides. So 6 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 up and down. Then it gives me 6 square root of 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives me 2. Then simplify. I'll get 3 here. Then that's the answer. Okay. Solve this equation. This is I need to cross multiply. Then we'll give this time was that 2 bracket x plus 2, then x into x minus that. So when I open the bracket, I'll get 2x plus 4 equals x squared minus x. Correct like terms. I take everything the other side. So it will give me x squared minus x minus 2, then minus 4 equals to 0. To give me x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. Product and sum will give me minus 4. Sum is z minus 3. And the two numbers will be minus 4 and positive 1. Those are the two numbers you multiply to get to negative 3. When you multiply them, you get to negative 4. So when you're multiplying two numbers and get 0, each of them should be equal to 0, or one of them equal to 0. That is your answer here. Very good. Find the coordinates of the turning point of the graph. Oh, turning points. Very good. Turning point normally means maximum or minimum, and always get maximum and minimum by doing first derivative equals to 0. That's what I did. You can also do completing the squares, but let me do derivative here. Derivative of 7 is 0. Derivative of that is minus 2. Derivative of that gives me minus 2. Then each of the, you get to 0. Why? At turning point of the maximum, the gradient of your function will always be equal to 0. So what do I get here now? Minus 2x equals to 2, and the x equals to that. Substituting my question here, 7 minus 2 bracket negative 1 bracket minus 1 squared, and that is 7 plus 2, that one. So that's your turning point. If you want, you can do completing the squares. Okay, you write minus x squared minus 2x plus 7, and then complete the square. You're going to get your vertex. Okay, good. Question 24. Wow, very good question. In the diagram, OBD and ACB are straight lines. O is the origin. O is the origin. The position vector of A is A, and position vector of B is that, as indicated on the diagram. BC, this one is 1 over 3 of OA. OA is that. So this is 1 over 3A. Now find the, and then M is the midpoint. Is the midpoint of CD. Find the position vector of M. Position vector of M. Basically, they're asking you to find OM. Now, I cannot find OM unless I have BC. That's the easier way. Now, to get BC, I have to do a bit of similarity. It was a very tricky question in the exam, but if you know your similarity is going to be what? So I said OA divided by BC, because this line here and this line here. So should be the same as the OD, because the big triangle and small triangle over BD. You get that? So what is that? This is A, OA is A, and BC will be equal to what? BC is 1 over 3A. What about to B OD? It's B plus X over X. What do I do next here? This one, when you divide the A's, cancels out, and the 1 divided by that gives me 3 equals to B plus X over X. Cross multiply, I'll get 3X equals to B plus X. Correct like terms, I'll get to B a 2 equals to that. So this is, I've got my BD. Oh, if you have got your BD, the question now is primary work. OM is equal to OD plus DM. OD, let me keep it, I need to get DC first. We know that DM is a half of DC. So we need to get DC. DC is this, you see that? So which is B plus a half A, 1 over 3A, okay? Very good. So OM will be equal to OD, which is B, plus that. The remaining thing is simplifying. I hope you have seen what I done. It is this, then go this side, okay? Good. So simplifying. Here I'm going to find, this is B plus a half of B. That gives me 3 over B, 3B over 2. And here, when I open, I'll get B over 4. And this time was that, will give me 1 over 6A. And LCM is 4. I'm correcting, I'm dealing with A, guys. So LCM will be 4. This will be 6 minus B. Then will give me 5. Will give me 5B over 4 plus 1 over 6A. Then I started with A here. That's your answer. I hope you have understood. If there's something you don't understand, just write in the comment. I'll get back to you. Okay, very good. Next question here. This is about factorizing. The previous question had 4 marks. This was 4 as well. Very good question. Now, simplify 10ax plus 6bx, 2a, 25a minus 15b, 4x squared minus 25. This one is just to see, correcting like terms. I note that 2x is common. I factorize 2. Then 10ax factorize it, divide by 2x. I'll get with, with 5a. Then here I'll with 3b. What's the common factor here? 25 and 15 will be 5. What stays inside? It will be 5a. And because I factorize minus 5, the sign here will change and will be 3b. Now, this one you have to see it is the difference of 2 squares, and that's why I wrote 2x squared, 2x then squared minus 5 squared. By the way, I have a very good video on factorization. If you want to understand more about factorizing, please, I advise you to watch that video. It's made of only past paper questions. Just watch those past paper questions on factorization. You are going to fully understand all scenarios, all possible situations, all different ways of factorizing. Okay, very good. When I reach here now, this is the same as that. That's why I did. I started by writing this. You see that? So that's why I have 2x minus 5, and this is the same, and this is the same. That's why I have that. When you reach here, they told you simplify. After factorizing, some stuff have to cast out. This cancels out with that. Then I'm going to remain with this over that, and that is it. Easy as the high, and that is it for free marks in the exams. Okay, so this is trigonometry and exact angles. You need to know your exact angles, guys. Tan x is equal to -1 over square root of 3. So that's what I've written here. So x is the tan inverse of 1 over -1 over square root of 3. Okay, good. Now, from exact angle, you should know that this one, tan of 30, angle 30 is the 1 over square root of 3. And I hope you know the sin 30 and cos 30. I'm not going to do that. That's the idea now. So basing on knowing that, and this is negative, gives you that. But you should also remember this. All students take chemistry. Now, from the domain, they gave us, they are looking for the angles that are positive, not the negative. So we have to ask yourself, on this all students take chemistry, where do we have tan negative? Tan is negative in the second quadrant, and tan is negative in the fourth quadrant. This is the first quarter, this is the second quarter, this is the third and fourth. Tan is positive, negative here and here. Tan is positive in the first and here, because here all sine, cos, and tan, they are positive. It's only a sign that is positive, it's only a tan that is positive, and it's only a cos that is positive. So now, get 180 minus 30 to get the angle in the second quadrant. Get 360 minus 30 to get the angle in the the fourth quadrant. That is it. This is that. That is the way to do the angle. So it's better, I advise you, for non-calculator paper, make sure you know your exact angles. You should know the value of sin 30, cos 30, tan 30, sin 45, cos 45, and tan 45, and even 60 as well. Okay, it's very important to know, especially in the new curriculum, where you need to do without to calculator. Thank you for watching IGCSE Mathematics. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay here on IGCSE Math Academy. Thank you, guys.